What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness.
So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel.
So let's start this video with Dubai Pro 2025 champions Behrouz Tabani and Michael the Bull. Both of them brought their trophies to that famous Benus gym and they were welcomed like kings. Now majority of you guys must already know this, that both Behrouz Tabani and Michael the Bull, they train at Benus gym. So Michael the Bull is there for majority part of the year, while Behrouz Tabani trains there while he is visiting Dubai. But let me tell you guys something that stood out the most to me. They both were awarded another 10k by the gym as a bonus. Now that is something that is such a good gesture, and it is literally insane to think that this was the prize money of majority of the shows, especially for the men's open up until a couple of years back. So that guy handing those checks to Behrouz Tabani and Michael the Bull, he did not have to do that. That simply wasn't an obligation on his part, and that is why he should be very appreciated, because this is something that guys in the US and in the UK, they cannot even dream about. But again, this is such a great gesture, and it just goes to show us that bodybuilding is so well respected in the Middle East. Now Samson Dauda, being the reigning Miss Olympia, he visited so many countries and different gyms. I do not think we saw something as wild as this. The thing is, something like this ever happens when guys like Big Ramy or Hadi Chopin, they go back to their home countries after their Olympia appearances, whether they win or come in second. Now this right here is another reason why Dubai Pro is gonna continue to get bigger and bigger, and it's gonna become one of the biggest shows in the upcoming years. And we are probably gonna see an even more insane lineup next year at the same show. And this trend is gonna continue, I believe, year after year. And considering the amount of money these guys are putting up, this show 100% deserves to get bigger. Next up, we have an update from the reigning 212 Olympia champion Keone Pearson. Now a lot of people, they have been talking that how extra size that Keone is putting on at the moment, or year after year, how is that gonna impact his waistline? So first of all, I have got to say, the jump in Keone's weight from one year to the next one, that hasn't been that extreme. He looked way bigger if we compare his 2023 look to his Olympia winning look from last year. But the fact is, on scale, that wasn't a massive jump. And the thing is, he's working with a mastermind like Patrick Tuor, who is very well aware of the fact that in order for Keone Pearson to fight for the Olympia title in the men's open down the line, the waist has to remain exactly the same while putting on more muscle, while getting big for the men's open class. Because that small waistline that he has right now, that is one of the major factors that makes him so damn beautiful and such an eye-pleasing physique. So those thick wide lats, insane quad sweep, very round 3D delts, when they all come together with that small waistline, that is exactly what creates that insane X-frame. And that is something that's making him invincible in the 212 division at the moment. So what Keone has been doing extra to keep that waistline tight? Well, here is your answer. Multiple rounds of vacuums first thing in the morning. And this routine is gonna carry all the way till the Olympia. So just imagine waking up and practicing breathing techniques and vacuums for straight 16 weeks. So I am pretty sure that Keone is gonna have a flawless waistline one more time at the Olympia. And it's a high likelihood that the back double biceps, or his whole back, that is gonna be the most improved area of his physique at the Olympia this year. So we were all questioning why a show-ready Nathan D'Asha, he did not put his name up for this year's Italy Pro show, which is happening this upcoming weekend, because he could have easily won that show, and he could have won some money there. So he gave the audience the full context. So Nathan was thinking about signing up for this year's Italy Pro show, but because of the ongoing war, he wasn't sure about the flights, and he did not want to sign up for a show with a possibility that he might not show up there, because that comes with a penalty. Now that being said, he did put up his name yesterday for the upcoming Italy Pro show, but it's gonna be shocking for many people out there to realize that he was 12 minutes late in sending that email. And even after explaining the whole situation to the higher-ups, no exception was made for Nathan D'Asha.
Guys, here again in the Mecca doing round 2, but it's absolutely pointless because I'm 12 minutes too late. Not allowed to enter the show. Obviously, everyone knows to do whistle every year, but 12 minutes is 12 minutes.
And sadly, he won't be competing at this upcoming Italy Pro show. Now, different conspiracy theories are going around on why Nathan was denied entry, even though there were some very unusual circumstances. Now, some people think that is very harsh criticism on the judging criteria, especially for this past Dubai Pro, that did not appeal to the higher-ups in the IFBB Pro League. And that is why there is just no way they would have made any kind of exception for someone like Nathan, who is so outspoken. But there is another very simpler theory. Rules are rules, no matter how big your name is in pro bodybuilding. But that being said, I have to ask you guys, should the IFBB have made an exception for Demos winning IFBB Pro and let him compete? After all, he was only 12 minutes late, and that seems kind of extreme. Jose Maria aka Middleman and his most recent physique update, that has to be one of the most impressive updates by a 212 competitor in the recent past. So for those of you guys who do not know, this guy switched over from classic physique into the men's open, and it seems like that the man turned into an absolute monster. I mean, look at that unbelievable mass and the thickness, and honestly, he looks like a smaller version of Samson Dauda. He looks very ripped and very dry in these updates, which is a very clear sign that he's gonna be stepping on the stage very soon. Now, there is no 212 class at this upcoming Italy Pro show, so maybe he's gonna do the Portugal Pro, which is happening in 2 weeks time. So that could be the show that he's aiming for to secure his Olympia spot. Now, Middleman looks amazingly round and very dense, and this is a perfect example of another guy who looked very impressive in classic physique, but he just unlocked a whole new level in a bigger division as soon as he switched over, just because he was allowed to grow his body and put on some solid muscle without the fear of making that weight cut off. So a few years back, he won a pro show in classic physique, but he did not make his Olympia debut. He had some kind of visa problems, but that being said, he has been slowly transforming into a great 212 bodybuilder. So I for one am really looking forward to his final package that he's gonna bring in the 212. And I certainly hope that he can qualify for the Olympia, because this is another guy who is gonna be such a good addition to this year's 212 Olympia lineup. So Niall Darwin's 6.5 weeks old physique update is screaming out loud that you are looking at a guy who is gonna be in that Olympia top 10 at the very least this year. He could be much higher. So when you first look at that waist, it looks kind of photoshopped, but the fact is it isn't. That is how good that man is. He's undoubtedly the guy with arguably the smallest waistline in entire classic physique division at the moment, and the man is progressing at such a scary pace. Now, the aesthetics isn't the only box that he checks. He has added considerable amount of muscle, an insane amount of muscularity and density on his frame since the Olympia last year, or since that one show that he did in the post-Olympia tour against Ramondino. And the man looks very lean for 6 weeks out. Now, if you look at his front double biceps from the past Miss Olympia, the combination of those huge quads, small waist, and thick, wide lats, those are some of the most ideal proportions that a classic physique guy can ask for. Now, he can definitely work on some more bicep peaks and be totally flawless, but that is just me nitpicking. So, I do think that this guy is gonna make a very big noise at this year's Olympia stage. But do let me know what you guys think. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.